Hello, 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 my lovelies. This is another episode of Talk Radio, TAWK Radio, with your hostess, Cypher Kai. So tonight I'm not parked on the side of the road, you guys. I'm indoors, I'm safe, I'm in New York City. And tonight I'm feeling extremely, extremely grown. Yes, I feel like... So let me just give a few disclaimers before I start going any further. This is an adult platform. Explicit content headphones are required. I know when the promo videos goes out, it says that. And some of you don't pay attention. You figure, oh, it can't be that bad. Or, oh, the music is great and it's okay. And no, it's not okay. It's wonderful, not okay. So if you're tuned into the show with your children nearby, your prudish family or whatever, you might want to shift to another room or put me in your ears where you can have me all to yourself. All to yourself. Now, next disclaimer is, tonight is all about the island vibes. So I'm playing some Afro beats, I'm playing some reggaeton, I'm playing some reggae, and I believe there's a compa song I slipped in there somewhere. Right? Don't start complaining. You guys got to share me. It's an international platform. Don't be selfish. I heard you guys complaining. You heard I gave a shout out to all of my Spanish speaking countries last week. And you started complaining, oh, I don't want to hear reggaeton or whatever, then don't fucking tune in. It's music. Music is international, so is sex and food. So there you go, Bob your uncle. All right? So tonight is going to be really interesting information given out. Tonight's topic is STDs, what you still need to know during this pandemic. Right? There are a lot of people out here handing out what I like to call pandemic pussy and pandemic penis. You need to be mindful. You need to be mindful. So we'll have these conversations. I know a lot of you who listen to the show are grown, but there are some of the millennials starting to tune in. A lot of the high school graduates are tuning in. They want to learn some things, learn about how life goes. They want to have conversations that they don't feel comfortable having with their family. So tonight and every other night they feel they need to be connected, they tune into Talk Radio and we have grown-ass conversations. So, I know there are some people who are on different time zones, people who are around in the New York City area, United States as well, who are getting settled down to tune in. So, I was doing so much shit today, you guys. I was very irresponsible today. And I'm going to be more irresponsible as I do the broadcast, because fuck it, I'm grown. Today, like an ass. Let me not say that. I am an ass, but I was doing some work earlier today. And it required me to do a lot of talking. And as opposed to shutting that down early like I should have, I did a lot of talking. And I was under ACs and under fans, so my throat, my voice is a little off tonight, don't worry. And so don't worry about that. I did turn off the fan, so I'm in a location, such a location where I was last week. I am broadcasting naked again, because fuck it, I'm grown and I can. But this time I don't have the fan on. And that's only because it was kind of annoying me in the background last week. Now, at some point that might change because the room is a little hot and I might have to turn it on. And of course, in me trying to be grown, I'm going to drink something as well. Because I feel like having something brown and smooth in my mouth right now. Now, it's not what I would have preferred. Shout out to the Target. But it will do. It will do. I'm going to be drinking a liquor this evening, a brown liquor. I'm not going to say the name of it because why should I? But a nice smooth brown liquor. And I've decided in the thought of wanting to have something else in my mouth, I'm having some peanuts as well. So nuts in my mouth and brown liquor. Ooh, Sounds like a recipe for something sexy or something very disastrous. Either way, anywho, so we're going to play some music tonight. The first song I'm going to play for the evening as we get into this freaky fucking Fridays. I'm starting early. It's 8:03 and I don't give a shit. I told you explicit content. I want you to know how it goes. Want you to know how it goes. This is from an independent artist who is connected to the show. Can't wait to do another interview with her. It's always fun to have her in with us. This is Keisha Martin's So Good on Freaky Fridays on Talk Radio.
From my baby, all the loving in my game is so good. And no girl can't take my man from me. All the love where in my get is so good. So no boy can't take me from my baby. All the loving in my game is so good. And no girl far with your man when him never have nothing and him only have a plan. You have house, car, deed to the land, investment and thing and some stocks and bond. Fly out regular private excursion when you take him from a gal to a family man. You nah worry about nothing cause them can't break the band. Are you wear the crown cause your position strong? So no boy can't take me from my baby. And the loving him I give me so good. And no girl can't take my man from me. And the love where him I get is so good. So no boy can't take me from my baby. And the loving him I give me so good. And no girl can't take my man from me. And the love where him I get is so good. Say when you want your man I touch the road up your admiration. Y'all a circle your man like vulture on land. It no matter what them do not get no attention. None of them y'all no qualify fi try fi take your man. Understand him have a good man where him no want fi lose. And him only have eyes for you and only you will do. And you never have to worry he's in love with you. You're so good. You're so good. You got the body, got the brains, you got the moves. Anything you want is the yes I'll do for you. No, you never have to worry he's in love with you. You're so good. You're so good. So no boy can't take me from my baby. Cause the loving him I give me so good. And no girl can't take my man from me. Cause the love where him I get is so good. So no boy can't take me from my baby. Cause the loving him I give me so good. And no girl can't take my man from me. Cause the love where him I get is so good.
TalkRadio.com's Freaky Fucking Fridays. Freaky Fridays. Miss Keisha Martin. Let me say again, that song is so good. Did you hear the vanity? You can only make those kind of songs when you know your pussy are carrying ratings. Ratings. I'm starting antics tonight, you guys. Miss Keisha Martin said the whole is so good. He's not leaving. He's not leaving. You can try whatever you like, Miss Lady. You can give him money. You can do whatever. You can try whatever you like, but he's not leaving this shit. This shit. It's so good, she said. What? Love it. Love it, love it, love it. TalkRadio.com's Freaky Fucking Fridays. Let me just start it. I don't want to wait. I've graduated, right? I'm at the stage in my life where I don't feel like I don't want to keep anything back. Very transparent, very open, very fucking grown, isn't it? So it's 8 o'clock, the show starts. It's 8:07. Let's let the fucks fly. Let the fucks fly. Why not? Here on Freaky Fridays on Talk Radio. You guys are tuned into and divinely connected to www.tawkradio.com/shows. Now, I got to remember to say that more often. You guys are telling me when you go to do the replays, when you drive around in your cars going to work, telling your friends and whatnot, I don't say it enough. You're correct. I need to get some live radio. Some radio clips done. So don't worry, we'll work on that. But you are listening to www.tawkradio.com/shows. Now, if you don't have access to me on the VIP line, and even if you do, goddammit, I'm not looking at my phone right now. So 347-651-2468, 347-651-2468 if you want to leave me any commentary and you don't want to be seen. I am the only one that monitors that text line. It's a text line only. Do not call the fucking phone and get pissed off when no one answers. No one's going to answer. The interns are not here, social distancing and whatnot. So it's a text line. It'll pop in my face and I can read it. And we'll keep it moving here. Tonight's topic is going to be STDs. What you still need to know in this pandemic while people are out here selling pussy on Snapchat and giving that pandemic penis. We'll be talking about that stuff. And in the second hour, starting around 9 o'clock, there's some things that happened, some laws that were passed in the US that nobody knew about because of this pandemic. I want to hip you guys to a few things. It's a little grown, a little sensitive. I'm going to be letting a lot of fucks fly. A lot of fucks going to fly, but I want to inform you guys about what this is first. So please get your wine, put your babies down, relax yourself, get your papers and pens. You want to talk about these STDs and keep these things up, if you have to have these conversations with your teenagers or millennials or yourself, if you've been out of the game for a long time like I have, we'll have these conversations this evening and hip you guys to some shit. We'll play some great music and have some grown-ass conversations. And like I said, in that second half of the show, we're going to let some information out. And you guys in the UK, the debauchery is not just for us over here in the US. There's some things you guys are trying to do over there as well. Your lawmakers are trying to push through over there that you inform me about. We'll talk about that as well. This is Freaky Fucking Fridays on Talk Radio. The next song we're going to play is an exclusive to the platform. This is Chapter 9's Bad Priority here on Freaky Fridays on Talk Radio.
The big voice, big tune, bad artist. The big voice, big tune, bad artist. The big voice, big tune, bad artist. Yo, oh, enough I say them hype. True, them have a one house and them have a one car and I ride a big bike. But them other day a country I use coal stove and still I use candlelight. Them priority no right, them a floss in a night and broke in a daylight. Look at who them a say wife some old chill on pipe, now fi take off the stripe. One, some boy no fi live long car, them a live wrong, me a fi sing me song. Two, I me no business a who from you a move lube on you and your crew. Three, coulda never pay school fee, but them in a dance all pamper laughing spree. Four, me see liquor pour on floor, but your mother they a country a sleep out a door. Five, them boy they no fi survive, me no inna that, them pitney them a deprive. Six, them a go lose like the next vote out, but this a no politics. Them a say them hype, true them have a one house and them have a one car and I ride a big bike. But them other day a country a use coal stove and still a use candlelight. Priority no right, them a floss in a night and broke in a daylight. Look at who them a say wife somehow chill on pipe, me fi take off the stripe. Yeah, me know them, me know the type, ever clean, ever bossy. Them ever hype, look into this like he's a sniper, we sniper woman. Fi a live like him nah no life. He hurt me like he's a baby, we gripe. He's a rebel angry like me want fi fight. No progression, dirty Israelite vagabond, what a man, yeah, him do it fi spite. Make me rebuke them with all me might. Watch them a scatter light, them a scatter light. Don't come with me there, don't even try it. Fi stun them, yeah, me have a right. Them a say them hype, true them have a one house and them have a one car and I ride a big bike. But them other day a country a use coal stove and still a use candlelight. Priority no right, them a floss in a night and broke in a daylight. Look at who them a say wife somehow chill on pipe, me a fi take off the stripe. One, some boy no fi live long car, them a live wrong, me a fi sing me song. Two, I me no business a who from you a move lube on you and your crew. Three, coulda never pay school fee, but them in a dance all pamper laughing spree. Four, me see liquor pour on floor, but your mother they a country a sleep out a door. Five, them boy they no fi survive, me no inna that, them pitney them a deprive. Six, them a go lose like the next vote out, but this a no politics. Them a say them hype, true them have a one house and them have a one car and I ride a big bike. But them other day a country a use coal stove and still a use candlelight. Priority no right, them a floss in a night and broke in a daylight. Look at who them a say wife somehow chill on pipe, me a fi take off the stripe.
Chapter 9 on Freaky Fucking Fridays. Thank you, Mr. 9. Thank you, Mr. 9. That is an exclusive to the Talk Radio platform. Shout out to Udenic Media. Shout out to Mr. B. Shout out to Danny the Photog. Shout out to Anthony the Lift Driver. Shout out to Boss Lady at Ace Management as well. Shout out to Mr. Ware, who I'm sure will turn up in the chat room at some point. Shout out to Mr. Ven as well. If you guys want to give shout outs on the show, 347-651-2468, 347-651-2468. This is Talk Radio. We do tend to play some music up until about the 8:30 hour when we start the topic of the evening, which tonight is going to be all about the STDs, all about the sexually transmitted diseases here on Freaky Fridays on Talk Radio. The next song that we're going to play is from D Major and Busy Signal called Something New here on Freaky Fridays on Talk Radio.
Major, she bringing that love. Oh, lady, she be bringing that love for the ladies. Major, tell her, baby, come give me something new. Baby, come give me something new. Love when you brace it for me, girl. Baby, come give me something, oh. Yeah. Sexiness, she's so appealing. Come show me what you've been concealing. Just clear your schedule this evening, cause when you get here, you won't believe in. I set it up, she get it up. Speed it up, we level up. Me little angel, devil up. Next round, girl, ready up. Up next, for me get the text, me know how where she want. She request the best, cause them a style and regular. Anytime Jackie make you spin like popular. But this a female, me no bad like Jackie la. All them a talk and all them a try, she say and me she love. Wine for the same thing, bunks for the big thing, girl and back it up. That love the way she give me, say me can't get enough. She know me tough, she bring the buff. Baby, come give me something, oh. Bring it, yeah. Baby, come give me something, yo. Cause I can't stop loving. Love when you brace it for me, girl. Baby, come give me something, oh. Ooh, oh. Baby girl, I'm a fiend for your love. And anytime you know I'm in for your love. Whenever you're not in, you're always in my dream. I wake up reaching for your love. I set it up, she get it up. Speed it up, we level up. Me little angel, devil up. Next round, girl, ready up. Girl, buck up in a girl, listen, me sitting up and run. Me make she come so fast, it's like a bullet from a gun. Do the maths and multiply, give you the daughter and the son. Make me beat your skin and make the okra slime run. Watch ya, slow down, cause that's what we're gonna do now. Cool off, body get so wet, you feel the pool. Every time when I touch your body, you get addicted, girl. Baby, come give me something, oh. Baby, come give me something, yo. Come give me something, girl. Yeah. Cause I can't stop loving. Love when you brace it for me, girl. Baby, come give me something, yo. Ooh, oh. My girl, bring it come now. My girl, bring it come now. Everything set, get your body wet to the next step. Bring it come now. Baby, take it out. Really don't take it out. Give me something. Girl, just give me something. Baby, come give me something, yo.
TalkRadio.com's Freaky Fucking Fridays with Cypher Kai here, waiting on, trying to play DJ. I'm trying to play DJ. I love the fact that you guys are loving the music. Like I said, because of this pandemic that's still happening here in New York City and across the world, I've got to do everything by myself, socially distancing and whatnot. And not to mention, I don't want to be hit with a sexual harassment suit for broadcasting naked in front of my staff. Probably be a little awkward. So I'm here. This is, if you're just coming in, because I see the numbers increasing. If this is new to you, if you're just tuning in, this is Freaky Fucking Fridays on Talk Radio with your host yourself, Cypher Kai. Cypher Kai, live radio. So before you guys start hitting me up behind the scenes, oh, it's because you're drinking. No, I'm a grown-ass woman. And so, yes, let me tell you guys what I'm drinking in case you want to join me virtually. All right, I'll give a shout out regardless. I'm drinking Hennessy with a splash of a dark cola, and I've got unsalted cashews, right? Just wanted to have the symptoms of having some kind of nuts in my mouth because the Target is still fronting, god damn it. But I wanted to have some nuts in my mouth tonight. I feel grown, wanted some nuts in my mouth, so I decided to actually buy nuts. How about that? How about fucking that? So, oh, hello, Mr. Ware. Oops, you guys, Mr. Ware is in the chat room. Now, for all of you who are new to the platform, www.tawkradio.com/shows. In that player, there's a talking bubble. Click it, gives you instructions. You can come to the public chat room. Now, because of the nature of the conversations we have here, I understand a lot of you like to keep yourself behind the scenes, but you can also peek in there and see the conversations that are being had inside of there. So, if you guys want to reach out, give shout outs again. 347-651-2468, 347-651-2468. We're going to continue with some music here. Normally we start the conversation of the evening at the half an hour mark. Tonight's conversation will be about STDs, So, as I continue here, this is Fuego del Calor, Scott Storch, Ozuna and Tiger here on Freaky Fridays on Talk Radio.
Scott Storch. Cuando salgo no quiero llegar. Tú tienes algo que me hace delirar. Yo no sé, el baile lo mezclo con el alcohol. El negro le da fuego del calor. Dime si es mejor si nos vamos a vapor. Dale mami, baila más. El ritmo tú lo traes. Llevo un par de tragos trae. Me gustan de tu sal. Dale mami, baila más. El ritmo tú lo traes. Llevo un par de tragos trae. Me gustan de tu sal.
$4 million on the whip, no lies. Staring at my shorty when a bitch like mine. Only tonight, don't waste the time. Drink in my cup, bitch, don't kill the vibe. We could take it outside, hop in the ride. Pulling out garage and it look like Dubai. Mommy, fly, aye. Living in the moment, had a time of your life. You what I like, ain't got no type, no type. You in that dress and the skin tight, dripping on your body when I'm inside. Ass got me hypnotized and it's my size, big size.
Dale mami, baila más. El ritmo tú lo traes. Llevo un par de tragos trae. Me gustan de tu sal. Dale mami, baila más. El ritmo tú lo traes. Llevo un par de tragos trae. Me gustan de tu sal. Mi problema es que siempre ando en high. Puerto Dominican Bay. Natural, el sistema tú lo traes. La Mercedes, un melón, flow Dubai. Seguillaron tu maíz, tu país. Si tú se la creamos, la portamos pa' Shanghai. Plato ciclón, si no echarle spray. Estamos sudos, pero la movie no se cae. Ay, dale mami, baila más. El ritmo tú lo traes. Llevo un par de tragos trae. Me gustan de tu side. Dale mami, baila más. El ritmo tú lo traes. Llevo un par de tragos trae. Me gustan de tu side.
TalkRadio.com's Freaky fucking Fridays. Almost missed that one. Shout out to my grown and sexies who's saying they are turned up. They are also having, somebody said they're having some babankou. Oh, my Haitians are turned up in the building tonight. Also, shout out to the grown ass man, Mr. Jamaican boss man, who told me he's drinking his, what do you call it? You're drinking something, another bean. You're drinking some brother bean. Brother bean? Is that the name of a drink? Oh God, I'm so out of it. Is that the name of the drink? All right, then he's drinking some kind of bean that he's drinking. Shout out to Miss Angela, who says she's just sucking dick. She decides she's going to drink her man tonight. Hello. You're a talker, aren't you? Tell me, you're a talker. She says, look it, I'm just going to drink my guy tonight. I love that. This is Freaky Fridays here on TalkRadio.com with your hostess, Cypher Kai. TAWK radio.com/shows. If you guys missed the lives, always feel free to go back into the archives on the website. Also, Spotify, iHeart, Deezer, Podcast Chaser, Podcast Addict, Google Podcast, and a couple other things. Or you can always just Google TAWK Radio and see what you find. We're there for you. Anywhere you need us, we're there. We'll be in the iTunes store soon, but you guys can always, of course, go to the website. It's where you're supposed to be anyway. Let's continue. I got some more people to shout out here. Who's got access to the super VIP line? Oh, Vane is back. Vinay? Is that how I pronounce it? Vinay. Oh, shit. So all last week I was calling her Miss Vane. Fuck it. You know what? Maybe I was calling her Miss Vain subconsciously because she should be vain about what she can do in bed. I heard she's a freak. But Vinay is back. Shout out to Miss Vinay. There you go. Bob's your uncle. Shout out to Miss Missionary as well. There's a talker, can you guys believe it? There's a talker who's tuned in tonight who said she only does missionary. Grown woman, over 40 years old, only does missionary. You know she's lying. She's fucking lying. What? I don't believe that shit for 1 second. Not for one goddamn second. Anyway, let's continue. Freaky Fridays on Talk Radio. This one has become my new addiction. This is my pussy anthem for 2020. Yes, I said it. Shout out to Miss Tifa with this song called The Best. This is my pussy anthem Pay attention to the words. Pay attention to the words. Ladies, let's make this shit a movement. Live radio. Anyway, this is Miss Tifa, the best, here on Freaky Fridays on Talk Radio.
My body fuck, my body fuck, my body fuck. Him get the fuck, him get the fuck, him get the fuck. It body fuck, it body fuck, it body fuck. Kind of cross his pussy, this a pussy good luck. When my boom pan it, all the room panic. Bad bitch pan the broom, shift womb pan it. Him sinking and my clutch, my vroom vroom pan it. Make a nigga come quick like a tip tronic. To all the pussy fit it all of the gymnastics. Get the pussy flick. Gold medalist in the fuck Olympics. Them have to give me cash prize, cause the pussy worth it. It a mad man with the tight sweetness. It a mad girl, she not stop read this. Can me have the best banana in the world, you don't love feel this. It a mad man with the tight sweetness. It a mad girl, she not stop read this. Can me have the best banana in the world, you don't love feel this. To all my thing good, it make him have a scream out. And that's thing I have to do it, I'm a good mouth. Too good wine, I'm a native queen. The boy come already and him native sink. The matty king full, but yet him a bust off. Come with him tough chat, but I laugh. Car bank account deposits, everything I have it. Pum turn up, so I braff me a braff. It a mad man with the tight sweetness. It a mad girl, she not stop read this. Can me have the best banana in the world, you don't love feel this. It a mad man with the tight sweetness. It a mad girl, she not stop read this. Can me have the best banana in the world, you don't love feel this. My body fuck, my body fuck, my body fuck. Him get the fuck, him get the fuck, him get the fuck. It body fuck, it body fuck, it body fuck. Kind of cross his pussy, this a pussy good luck. When my boom pan it, all the room panic. Bad bitch pan the broom, she won't pan it. Him sinking and my clutch, my vroom pan it. Make a nigga come quick like a tip tronic. To all the pussy fit it all and the gymnastics. Get the pussy flick. Gold medalist in the fuck Olympics. Them have to give me cash prize, cause the pussy worth it. It a mad man with the tight sweetness. It a mad girl, she not stop read this. Can me have the best banana in the world, you don't love feel this. It a mad man with the tight sweetness. It a mad girl, she not stop read this. Can me have the best banana in the world, you don't love feel this. To all my thing good, it make him have a scream out. And that's thing I have to do it, I'm a good mouth. Too good wine, I'm a native queen. The boy come already and him native sink. The matty king full, but yet him a bust off. Come with him tough chat, but I laugh. Car bank account deposits, everything I have it. Pum turn up, so I braff me a braff. It a mad man with the tight sweetness. It a mad girl, she not stop read this. Can me have the best banana in the world, you don't love feel this. It a mad man with the tight sweetness. It a mad girl, she not stop read this. Can me have the best banana in the world, you don't love feel this.
Talkradio.com's Freaky fucking Friday. Shout out to Mr. Ven, who is in the chat room right now. Oh, so I was going to give a special shout out to someone, but she says she's having signal problems. She's out in the sticks. So I'll give her a shout out when she sorts that shit out. So you guys, tonight's topic is about STDs. I'm going to play one more song before we jump into the topic of the evening. And I assure you, the things that we're going to talk about in the 9 o'clock hour, they can't slip anything past us. We are talkers. We try to be informed and stay on top of things. They will not slip anything past us here. So as we continue here, from that lovely song, that's my pussy anthem for 2020, let me jump into Money in the Bank. This is Cranium featuring AJ Tracy here on Freaky Fridays on Talk Radio.
She got money in the bank, lot more fuel left in her tank, so she ain't taking no chances. Niggas ain't shit. She got money in the bank, lot more fuel left in her tank, so she ain't taking no chances. Niggas ain't shit.
She got the bag and it's Birkin. Can't knock her off cause she work it over. Her body been blessed by Jehovah. Ain't got no chip on her shoulder. Everything she do is on her own. Sassy how she sit up on the throne. She's in control. Got got the bankroll, keep all her business real low. Said niggas ain't shit, and she not trust slip. Treat man like a rhythm and skip. Who got the keys to the whip? Fendi everything, every drip. She just wanna vibe and to let go. No keys, she just vibe and she press go. Hot cold like Toronto, she XO. At the end of the week and she get home.
She got money in the bank, lot more fuel left in her tank. So she ain't taking no chances. Niggas ain't shit. She got money in the bank, lot more fuel left in her tank. So she ain't taking no chances. Niggas ain't shit. She just fuck if she want, she just move if she feel. She not falling in love because niggas ain't real. She said tell her the truth, she just want out the deal. She go down through the dirt till the right one reveal. Because God knows it hurt her inside. Not a good girl gone bad. She got money in the bank, lot more fuel left in her tank. So she ain't taking no chances. Niggas ain't shit. She got money in the bank, lot more fuel left in her tank. So she ain't taking no chances. Niggas ain't shit.
Thank you, Mr. Cranium and Mr. AJ Tracy. That has been Money in the Bank. I like to make sure you guys know the names of the songs in case you want to go and follow the artists. Also, if you tune in from the website only, you can listen from whatever you like. But if you want to know what the songs are that's playing, it is usually programmed in when you listen from the website. We always want to draw you back to the website. That's where you're supposed to be. www.tawkradio.com/shows. www.tawkradio.com/shows with an S on the end. So tonight's conversation is going to be about STDs. But before I do that, let me shout out to Rocky Goodas. This is the young lady who is stuck in the country just now with bad signal. This young lady is pregnant with her 5th child. She's a talker. We love her here. And she's got the snapback vagina. And she said, snap back. 5th baby. Snap it right back. Ugh. There you go. So shout out to Ms. Rocky Goodas, who's tuned into the show right now from somewhere down south. Where are you? Tell me where you are. Somewhere down south in the country. Literally. Bumpkin in the country. So she's a talker. She's been a talker for quite some time now. We appreciate having you here, Miss Goodas. Starting Mom Nonsense tonight. So let me find this article I want to talk about this evening because let me start with the STDs because the other two I'm going to talk about around 9 o'clock. My goodness. Oh, she's in Atlanta, Georgia, you guys. She's in Georgia. She's in Georgia. And no, I do not pull any punches. You guys are saying, oh, you don't pull any punches. Hell fucking no, I do not. You got the wrong show for that. Like I said, if anything I say here offends you, feel free to log on to www.movethefuckon.com. I'm being facetious. We have nothing to do with that website. I don't know what's over there, but somebody bought it. Now, you would have thought my dumbass, oh God, I missed the interns, would have put this thing somewhere where I could see it. So when I came back from this, I would be able to easily find it. But I did not. What? Dick move, Cypher. Dick move. Don't worry, you guys. Entertain me for a second. You know what I'll do? I'll play some... Listen, I told you guys, live radio. See, there it is. I found it. I was about to distract myself with some music. This is where you guys get your papers and pens out, wanting to learn some things in case you are unaware. Now, I know a lot of you are grown and you say, who the fuck is out here giving up pussy or having sex in a pandemic? I've mentioned this on the show before. I'll say it again. Shout out to my son. Right? He has put me onto this whole new world of people selling vagina on Instagram. Right? They got like priceless... how much money they pay for, like, they expect to charge for like a blowjob and overnight sex pictures, all kinds of things. So people are still doing this shit. These millennials seem to think they're invincible. I remember way back, long ago, when I was having sex. My coochie's been on hiatus for a very long time now, innit? But things were simpler. You had sex without a condom on, or it broke. You got a little something, and you got a shot or something. Thank God that never happened to me. Thank you, Jesus. Oh Lord, because I would have killed somebody's son. But never happened. But I'm saying now there's all kinds of things. What we're talking about tonight, what we're focusing on this evening, though, is the silent ones, the sneaky ones, the ones that don't normally have any symptoms. Right? This is where you guys get your papers and pens. And again, if you're grown, if you work in the medical field, maybe you know these things. But I know a lot of us are in that age range where we could be grandparents. I could be someone's grandparent. I'm not yet. And so if you want to have these conversations with your children or your grandchildren because the conversation has not been had, or you're the fun auntie or the fun uncle who keeps it real and shit, this is information you can give out, goddammit. So these are the stealth infections, the 6 STIs that have no symptoms. And when it's time for you to go to the your general practitioner, God damn it, or tongue tied tonight because I'm not doing anything fun with my mouth. That's what it is. So, from rashes to burning when you pee, most people like to think they would notice when something wasn't right down below. It's not actually true though. Not really actually true. So, we're going to read off some of them that don't have a lot of symptoms. Right, so we're going to talk about that. Some sexually transmitted infections have telltale signs, but others could be festering without your knowledge. Worst of all, the longer you leave it, the more complications can arise in the long run, including infertility. Right, so the first one is chlamydia. Chlamydia. Right, so it's the most common STI and is easily passed on during unprotected sex. Most people don't experience any symptoms, so don't realize they're infected. Doctors describe it as the silent infections. Symptoms can include pain or a burning sensation during sex and an unusual discharge. Women might also experience pain in the lower abdomen during or after sex and bleeding after sex. In men, chlamydia can also cause pain or tenderness in your testicles. It is easily treatable with antibiotics, but if left to fester, can make you infertile. Now, let's take a pause on that for a second. I also want to mention, I'm reading this article from, I'll give some homage to whoever it is in a second. Let me see if I can find who wrote this shit. Dr. Rashad Bani. There you go. B-A-N-I. So, also with chlamydia, because, you know, I've been doing this show for a while. I've got a lot of female friends. I do a lot of, that's a lie. No, don't have a lot of female friends, a lot of female associates. But we have conversations. And so chlamydia is one of those things that can also stay dormant in a female. So even though they said she has certain symptoms, she might not have any symptoms at all. And the only time that a woman would know if she's got chlamydia is one of two ways. So pay attention, bitches. Yes. You need to be going to the doctor regularly, men and women. When I say bitches, it's not just females. Take your asses to the doctor on a regular basis, right? Do you drive your fucking car until the engine starts to knock before you get it checked out? And if you do, you shouldn't, right? In women, chlamydia shows up if you go to the doctor, get your full panel done, it'll show up. But also, if you have sex with a guy and he starts to exhibit, you know, gonorrhea type symptoms, where his dick is burning and things like that, sometimes you don't know you're carrying it. Is why you need to either protect yourself always, be monogamous, or check your junk. All right? I'm just going to say that. You're tuned into Freaky Fridays on talkradio.com with your host, is Cypher Kai. In case you just bumped, like, what the fuck am I listening to? Yeah, kind of what it is. So that's number one. Number two, gonorrhea. It's a bacterial STI which often has no symptoms. Half of women are, and around 10% of men don't know they are infected. Nearly 35,000 new cases were reported in England in 2014. Symptoms include pain or a burning sensation during sex and an unusual discharge. Less common symptoms in women include pain in the lower gut and bleeding between periods or after sex. In men, gonorrhea can cause swelling in the foreskin and, in rare cases, pain in your testicles. It's easily treatable also with antibiotics. Don't let it fester. Also causes infertility. Yes, infertility. So ladies, think about this. Start to be a bit more concerned. When you hear your guy saying, he doesn't, a 40-year-old guy who doesn't have kids freaks me out. Freaks me out. Because I start thinking, did no one ever trust you enough to even, just let you pop off one in there? Right? But then you start thinking now, I'm reading this shit, it's like, well, maybe his dick's no good. Maybe he was fucking a lot when he was younger, got a lot of STDs, and now he just doesn't fucking function. He's just kind of sterile. Maybe that's a thing. Maybe that's a thing. Let's continue here. Is this one long? All right. So the next one, third one, is HIV. Is a virus that attacks cells that help the body fight infection. But some of the signs, fatigue, weight loss, and fever, don't appear to indicate anything too serious and may be considered a short-term illness. If you experience any of these symptoms and know that you recently had unprotected sex, then it's worth getting tested as soon as possible. Left untreated, it can lead to AIDS, which is when the body's immune system is badly damaged because of the virus and is potentially life-threatening. They do have a lot of medications that they have for HIV. Now, one of the things I wanted to say about that, there was supposed to be a nurse, there was a nurse that came on the show a couple of years ago. I don't know whether those archives are available right now. And she was talking about the drugs they had for HIV. There's some kind of, I don't remember the name of the one. There's one that you can allegedly take within about 24 hours after having sex with someone who's HIV positive. It's supposed to do the same thing as the Plan B pill does. When you have sex with someone, you pop off in them, you don't want them pregnant. If they take this pill within 24 to 72 hours, allegedly, it stops you from getting pregnant. Now, you know it also stops you from getting pregnant. Catching a knot in your mouth. Catching a knot in your chest, rubbing it in, nowhere near your vagina. Those things stop pregnancy too. Because when you take the Plan B pills, it can also reset your hormones and your menstrual cycle. So ladies, beware of that. But this particular drug that's supposed to help with the HIV, she was on the show, poor little baby, didn't know what she was getting into, promoting this drug. Now look it, I'm not, saying that people who have HIV are doomed to a life of, no sex. I would think it would be pertinent for you not to have sex if you know you got this thing. I know there's a lot of young people who have gotten infected and they feel angry. They're angry and they want to go and spread it around as though it's other people's fault. Now, I say all that to say that I saw an article recently that's saying there's a class action lawsuit for all of those drugs, PrEP, Truvada, a couple other ones, that they're not working the way that they say. Because I'm kind of thinking they wouldn't work the way they say that most medications. You ever look at these medication commercials that come on and they go, oh, this pill will help you with this thing, one thing, but then it breaks 30 other things. It's like, what the fuck am I taking this for? So erectile issues, I take this pill, my dick functions fantastically, but I can get a heart attack. I can go blind. It will never go down. What the fuck am I taking it for? Anyway, Freaky Fridays on talkradio.com with your hostess, Cypher Kai. We're halfway through the list. I'm going to play some more music, come back on the other side, read you guys' commentary you're sending me, and continue the list, and then continue the conversations and debauchery in that 9 o'clock hour, and I inform you guys about some shit that's going on. Now, bear with me. I don't like reading long things when I'm on the show, but I don't want to fuck up the stuff that's coming up on that second part because it's so important. It's so important, and we're going to tear that shit apart and have some grown conversations and a lot of fun. So stay tuned for that. Yes, the next one I'm going to play, we're going to take it back old school for a second because I fucking feel like it. This one is Whiny Whiny from Shabba Ranks here on Freaky Fridays on Talk Radio.
Now when me was a little boy, my favorite ring game was this. Now all old people, come back to your memory. Hear me now, listen. Whiny, 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 too much. Hear me now, start. In Jamaica, there's a party. Beanie, beanie, when you come, no man gets alone and them whining. Whiny, whiny, when you. In Jamaica, there's a party. Beanie, beanie, when you come, no man gets alone and them whining. Whiny, whiny, when you. Woman a soca, woman a rumba, woman a cha-cha-cha. Come now, it's L and Powder House, them get up in a temper. No Jamaican girls are music lover. If a music, them want to set them soul on fire. Cause in Jamaica there's a party. Beanie, beanie, when you come, no one gets alone and them whining. Whiny, whiny, when you. In Jamaica there's a party. Beanie, beanie, when you come, no one gets alone and them whining. Whiny, whiny, when you. Cause Canadian girls, them love them beanie, beanie. Come now, know the London girls, them love the pini pini. And all American girls, them love the pini pini. Them have the dance pini pini from Admiral Bailey. Have the whiny whiny when they hear Colonel Josie. With a physical mind, soul and body. Cause in Jamaica there's a party. Pini pini pan you, come no man gets all over them whining. Whiny whiny pan you. In Jamaica there's a party. Pini pini pan you, and all woman them have the follow away. Whiny whiny pan you. No me girlfriend Jackie love the whiny whiny. Come now me sister Punky, she love the whiny whiny. And me sister Diane, she love the whiny whiny. Shall we move her back and even her belly? Cause in Jamaica there's a party. Beanie beanie for you, and the girl them have to follow me. Whiny whiny for you. Woman a soca, woman a rumba, woman a cha cha cha. Remember Jamaican girls they are act like our. If a music them want them set them soul on fire. Come to the left and the right and in the middle center. Whiny whiny Peter Pan, whiny whiny Sandra. Every girl them a pose like them a bubble. And then them a graduated from a teacher. Whiny whiny teacher who is known as Shabba. Cause in Jamaica there's a party. Beanie beanie for you, all Jamaican girl whining. Whiny whiny for you, know the one barry team love the beanie beanie. Because the beanie beanie piece will bring back memory. And the one bag of brown him love the beanie beanie. Y'all a wine them bottom like them come from winery. So in Jamaica there's a party. Beanie beanie for you, come no back cause I know what them whining. Whiny whiny for you, in Jamaica there's a party. Beanie beanie for you, and all Jamaican have to follow me. Whiny whiny for you, come me bridging Peter Pan love beanie beanie. Come now, baby Mary love the beanie beanie. No Spanish town people love the beanie beanie. Them have to move up them back and even move them belly. Cause in Jamaica there's a party. Beanie beanie for you, and be for Villa and follow me. Whiny whiny for you, in Jamaica there's a party. Beanie beanie for you, cause most people have to love me. Whiny whiny for you, woman a soca, woman a rumba, woman a cha cha cha. Come now, instead of them powder house, them get up in a temper. Give me girlfriend Jackie, yeah, she hot like our. Lots of respect goes out to me.
Freaky fucking Fridays here on talkradio.com with your hostess Cypher Kai. www.tawkradio.com/shows. So let's continue this list of these STIs and STDs for you guys to be aware and have these substantive conversations with your family members that might need to hear this information. So we were up to number 4, herpes. You know that you guys knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. Herpes, genital herpes in a common infection caused by HSV virus, which also causes cold sores. So you'd think it might be one that you would notice, but some people can ignore cold sores or put them down to being an acne spot. More noticeable symptoms can develop a few days after contact and include small, painful blisters, which itch or tingle and can make it difficult to urinate. Herpes is not treatable, but can be controlled with antiviral medications. After the initial flare-up, the virus will remain dormant most of the time, but it is still possible to infect others. Now look it. Let's talk like we're grown, people. Let's talk like we're grown. First of all of you people who have insecurities about your body, get over it. It's very important. Yes, it's very important in these days and times where you turn the fucking lights on when you're fucking. What? I said it. I'll say it again, slowly. Turn the fucking lights on when you're having sex. Now, it doesn't have to remain on the entire time because most people's fuck faces are not cute. I'll be honest. Now, if you've been with your lady for quite some time, she's given you some lovely babies. She's got stretch marks. Her boobies hang, so when she lays backwards, her nipples are under her armpits, and she's got deodorant on her nipples and her areola at all times. It's possible. But guess what? She's still got good cooch. Right? But you need to turn the lights on because when you've been taking this lady and or this guy for granted, they might have been out doing things, experimenting, recapturing their youth, midlife crisis, whatever. At least do the foreplay with the fucking lights on. First of all, I'm a cock worshipper. So when I got a penis in my face, especially one I would like to talk to, I got the fucking lights on because I want to look at it, want to size it up, I want to see what's happening. I want to see if there's any teeth marks in it before I get to it. No, I'm not inspecting it. But I do have a great appreciation for the penis. I do. And so I like to watch it in the lights on anyway. But more than that, if it's someone that, first of all, I'm not sucking dick, I'm not connected to some kind of way and suck random dicks. But I'm just saying, it's nice to check it out and see what's happening, because there even might be something with your partner in their monogamy that, like we're talking about now, might be laying dormant. You want to investigate that. Now also, to my hood boogers. That's right, I coined the phrase, to my hood boogers. Right? The project girls, the ghetto girls, the poor people, whatever. This is not a black thing or whatever. If you know you're a hood booger, right? I'll do a whole show explaining what a hood booger is, right? But there is a situation. Now look it, we're going to talk the things that nobody else talks about because it's fucking talk radio. If you know you're not the cleanly, or you live in a place like in the projects or some kind of building where it's not really frequently exterminated, you could have roaches and or spiders crawl across your mouth in the nighttime and leave bumps as well. Now, guys, ladies, don't necessarily fall for this. If you see something out of place and it makes your body move, might not be a spider or roach bite. Might be something else, but also don't freak out if something happens. Like if you know you've only been with one person and this thing pops up on your mouth, especially in the summertime, or if you live in basements, a lot of bachelors live in basement apartments and things like that. There's always like spiders down there. Don't immediately punch the bitch in the bed next to you thinking she gave you something. I don't think it pops up that quickly. They didn't mention it pops up like overnight, right? So just be mindful of the cleanliness of your space and where you're just choosing to have these sexual situations. But more than anything else, turn the fucking lights on. Do you not want to memorize your partner's body anyway? And once the foreplay starts, once the head goes in, or, you know, the first time, now, with that being said, there are also ladies, guys would like to look, and if he props his head up on the pillow to look at you, because you realize your head game is great, but maybe your body fell off a little bit, turn off the overhead light, put the TV light on, and call it a fucking day, Bob's your uncle. I'm just saying. Instructions here, people. Instructions. Talk radio, Freaky fucking Fridays. All right. So the next one, syphilis. Yes. Syphilis is a bacterial infection which causes painless but highly infectious sores on the genitals and around the mouth. Oh. But as with herpes, sufferers can sometimes put these painless sores down, being an acne spot or a mark. They can last for up to 6 weeks after infection, before disappearing, so may seem harmless, but symptoms for the second stage of syphilis include a rash, flu-like illness, and patchy hair loss, which will last for a few weeks. In the third stage, which occurs after several years, people with syphilis may experience heart problems, paralysis, and blindness. The infection can be treated with a course of antibiotics, which are normally taken for 2 to 4 weeks. Now we get into the big boys here. Pay attention, and this is why you need to go to the doctors on a regular basis. You got medical coverage? Go. If you don't have medical coverage, I know in New York, let me get some information out. In New York, well, I guess when everything opens the fuck back up, there are, what do they call these places again? They're like, you know, for lack of a better term, they're STD clinics, but they're called, what the fuck are they called? I think they're like these free clinics as you can go in and specifically focus on STD testing for free. Because they don't want you fuckers out here running around infecting people. They don't want you doing it. Don't fucking do it. Don't do it! Alright, let's continue. The next one, God, wow. Can I pronounce this? Let's see. Mycoplasma genitalium. Got ya. I told you guys I got a vocabulary. God damn it. Mycoplasma genitalium. It's not mycoplasma genitalium is a little known STI that untreated can result in pelvic inflammatory disease. Dr. Ronnie says that it can damage your fallopian tubes and cause issues with fertility. It only affects between 1 and 2% of the population, but it can be both stealthy and nasty. MG has been around since the 1980s, but doctors have warned that it could become the next superbug. It is a bacteria that in men causes inflammation of the urethra, and in women can cause inflammation of the reproductive organs, causing pain during sex and some bleeding. You contract it through unprotected sex, but you can also catch it through heavy petting. Heavy petting. The telltale sign is more than normal discharge, burning urine, and vaginal bleeding not related to periods. But as the bacteria associated with it can take months to grow, it's possible to be infected for years without knowing. Now, heavy petting. Let's talk like we're grown. He was trying to be nice as a public thing he wrote. Heavy petting, sucking dick, eating pussy, fingering, all as heavy petting, right? Petting the body parts, petting the animals that unleash during sex. So just know that this is one of those creepers that doesn't necessarily require, coitus, using my dictionary words tonight, right? But when you're doing the other things as well that lead to these sexual situations, you can get exposed to this stuff. So good timing, 8:54. I hope you guys are taking notes. I'm going to play another song, and when we come back, after maybe 2 songs, we'll jump into these sneaky laws. I'll just talk about it. We'll talk about it here on Talk Radio. We'll talk about it. The next we're going to play here is Cry from Bruck-Up, independent artist exclusive here on Freaky Fridays on Talk Radio.
In a trap. Cry for your body, make me see your boss away. Tell me say you love me, cause that's something they are, man. Love you all night, no man in a sun and shine.
That's why I can't stop, touch me, call me team right.
Cry for your body, make me see your boss away. Tell me say you love me, cause that's something they are, man. Love you all night, no man in a sun and shine.
That's why I can't stop, touch me, call me team right. My body nice, so hold me tight. You see, don't like a jacket body all night.
You a feel me tight, belly no full of stripe.
I saw me fling it on the left,
me put it on the right. I cry for your body, girl. Anyway you see me, you feel give me, girl. Take the touch,
so me a bubble up.
Force it up, me know you like the thing rough. Come make me wind up in your love. And then just out to the floor, me a give you love.
Moaya force it in a me love. In a the bed, me a wine in a wiggle love.
Cry for your body, make me see your boss away. Tell me say you love me, cause that's something they are, man. Love you all night, no man in a sun and shine.
That's why I can't stop, touch me, call me team right.
Cry for your body, make me see your boss away. Tell me say you love me, cause that's something they are, man. Love you all night, no man in a sun and shine.
That's why I can't stop, touch me, call me team right.
Girl, me nah rush, that's something they squeeze up. Wind up your body, me know why you ease up.
Why me want touch that love in your brain, look. Give it to me, I me know why you ease up.
So baby, take your time, bend your back and then your way. Make your ball all night until the sunshine. Take the touch,
so me a bubble up.
Force it up, me know you like the thing rough. Cry for your body, make me see your boss away. Tell me say you love me, cause that's something they are, man. Love you all night, no man in a sun and shine.
That's why I can't stop, touch me, call me team right.
Cry for your body, make me see your boss away. Tell me say you love me, cause that's something they are, man. Love you all night, no man in a sun and shine.
That's why I can't stop, touch me, call me team right. My body nice, so hold me tight. You see, don't like a jacket body all night.
You a feel me tight, belly no full of stripe.
I saw me fling it on the left,
me put it on the right. I cry for your body, girl. Anyway you see me, you feel give me, girl. Take the touch,
so me a bubble up.
Force it up, me know you like the thing rough. Come make me wind up in your love. And then just out to the floor, me a give you love.
Moaya force it in a me love. In a the bed, me a wine in a wiggle love.
Cry for your body, make me see your boss away. Tell me say you love me, cause that's something they are, man. Love you all night, no man in a sun and shine.
That's why I can't stop, touch me, call me team right.
Cry for your body, make me see your boss away. Tell me say you love me, cause that's something they are, man. Love you all night, no man in a sun and shine.
That's why I can't stop, touch me, call me team right.
I cry for your body, girl. I cry for your body, girl. I cry for your body, girl. I cry for your body, girl.
TalkRadio.com's Freaky Fucking Fridays here on Talk Radio with your host is Cypher Kai. It's www.tawkradio.com/shows. Let me give you guys some of the feedback I'm getting. My God, you guys are fucking amazing. Absolutely amazing. I need to go and actually check the stats in between this next song to give a shout out to whichever country made the biggest movement. But there's a groaning sexy behind the scenes. She said, what I was describing earlier, but you guys keeping the lights on when you're having sex, is called an infection inspection. which can be rather sexy unless, of course, you find something. I didn't know there was a name for it. An infection inspection. So shout out to the landlady from SI for giving me that bit of information. Thank you so much. I like to learn things on the show. We coin phrases here. So before you guys, if you're new to the platform, somebody loved you enough to send you the link and connect you to all of the debauchery that happens here, all the crazy that comes out of my mouth. I don't want you guys thinking, well, what the fuck? We make up words here. We do. I have an entire dictionary, a vocabulary just for talk radio. Just for talk radio, like Bob's your uncle. And now we know about infection inspections. Shout out again to Anthony the Lyft driver. Anthony the Lyft driver, who is tuned in to the show. I also want to shout out to Mr. Spiritual Cock. Now, there was a fella today who was, I guess, gracious enough. He thought I needed it. He wanted to offer me some spiritual cock. Let me explain what this is. He was a bit taken aback by the fact that I told him I'm single and celibate. And I've been celibate for a while, and he didn't understand that there was a target already in place. And so in wanting to help me sort myself out from this drought, this vaginal drought he thought I was having, he offered me some spiritual cock. Oh, shout out to Mr. Spiritual Cock, who's tuned into the show right now, hopefully. I don't know. He said he just got tuned in. I think he's supposed to have a date tonight. So hopefully he's going to give that young lady his spiritual cock this evening and maybe pray over her and, splash it with some, what he likes to call his love juice or something. Yeah. But thank you anyway for the offer. Not needed, but thanks. I don't want to seem ungrateful. Yeah. So let's continue. It's 9 o'clock, you guys. It's 9 o'clock. I was going to play another song, but we'll wait. Got some really good songs queued up in here to have some fun later on. So, you guys are amazing. Now let's get a little serious for a second. I want to inform you guys of some things that's been happening, keeping you in the loop of everything going on. So, there has been, let me read it because I don't want to fuck it up. So, from Reuters.com, they're a pretty reliable source of giving information on actual news stories and not just blogging shit. From July 9th, 2020 in the US, want you guys to pay attention. So the US Supreme Court deems half of the state of Oklahoma a Native American reservation. I'm going to give you guys a quick history lesson as we read through this. This is where you want to get your papers and pens. This is good commentary to have a conversation about. That's why we're talking about it here. The U.S. Supreme Court on Thursday recognized about half of Oklahoma as Native American reservation land and overturned a tribe member's rape conviction because the location where the crime was committed should have been considered outside the reach of state criminal law. Don't get outraged yet. Hold it. Don't worry, we're going to get there. Hold it. The justices ruled 5-4 in favor of a man named Jimsy McGirt and agreed that the site of the rape should have been recognized as part of the reservation based on the historical claim of the Muskogee Creek Nation beyond the jurisdiction of state authorities. The decision means that for the first time, much of eastern Oklahoma is legally considered reservation land. More than 1.8 million people live in the land at issue, including roughly 400,000 people in Tulsa, Oklahoma's second largest city. Conservative Justice Neil Grosh wrote the ruling, joining the court's 4 liberals in the majority. Grosh referenced the complex historical record that started with the forced. Now, here's the part you guys want to pay attention to. This is right? Grosh referenced the complex historical record that started with the forced relocation by the U.S. government of Native Americans, including the Creek Nation, to Oklahoma in a traumatic 19th century event called the Trail of Tears. At the time, the U.S. government pledged that the new land would be theirs in perpetuity. Perpetuity. For fucking ever. Yeah? Let's continue. Hold on. Today we are asked whether the land these treaties promise remains an Indian reservation for purposes of federal criminal law. Because Congress has not said otherwise, we hold the government to its word. Grosh rejected the state's arguments, which he said would require turning a blind eye to the federal government's past promises. In a joint statement, the state, the Creek Nation, and the 4 other tribes of Oklahoma said they were making substantial progress towards an agreement on shared jurisdiction that they represent to the federal government. The other tribes are the Cherokee, Chickasaw, Choctaw, and Seminole. Now wait for it. I hate that I've got to read all this, but it's gonna, don't worry. Now, the nations and the state are committed to implementing a framework of shared jurisdiction that will preserve sovereign interests and rights to self-government while affirming jurisdictional understandings, procedures, and laws. Skipping past all of that. Unless changes are made, tribe members who live within the boundaries would now be exempt from certain state obligations such as paying state taxes, while certain Native Americans found guilty in state courts would be able to challenge their convictions on jurisdictional grounds. The tribe also may obtain more power to regulate alcohol sales and expand casino gambling. The rule. Now here's the part. The ruling voided McGirt's sentence of 1,000 years in prison, but he could face a new trial in federal court rather than state court. Now, I'm not reading all of that shit. Let me tell you what the fucker's crime is. McGirt, 71 years old, has served more than 2 decades in prison after being convicted in 1997 in Wagner County in eastern Oklahoma of rape, lewd molestation, and forcible sodomy of a 4-year-old girl. McGirt, who did not contest his guilt in the case before the justice, had appealed a 2019 ruling by a state appeals court in favor of Oklahoma. Now, I've gotten all those mouthfuls out. This is where I get to do some fun things with my mouth. Now, first of all, like I said, I hope you guys are paying attention. Now, I think I've mentioned this on the show before, but let's talk a few things quickly. I always found it disingenuous and really fucked up that when the explorers came in from Europe and said they discovered this land that people were already on, living, growing things, planting, farming, living, they discovered it as though it was fucking empty. They did the nefarious shit that they did, trying to escape where they were for their religious freedoms to come here, be free. Yes? But you come here and you take all the knowledge from these people, you kill them off, you infect them, right? And take away their fucking land. They fought for the longest time to get back what was already theirs, right? They gave them little pieces. Oh, you can have this little bit, have a casino, you can go to college for free and all that. I suggest all of you people who are obsessed with going on Ancestry.com and all that shit, I never trust those things, but start to see if you can go and start talking to your elders in your family, tracing your lineage, and seeing if you have any Native American backgrounds. Try that, do that. Okay. So now that they've given them this land back. Now, Oklahoma, for a lot of you who don't know, it's a very Caucasian state. I can't imagine how that's going to play out, because this ruling was done yesterday, how that's going to play out in the populace when the Caucasians who are there figure out that the brownies, or any other derogatory term they like to use to call them, now owns or can go reclaim most of their shit. Now, unfortunately, for the young lady who had to suffer through this, they didn't mention her name. I don't know if she's living or she passed away after the event or whatever. Thankfully, there's always a blessing to come from something tragic. I'm sure at the time when this happened, people couldn't fathom, I can't fathom what the fuck a grown man sees to turn you on in a child. This is a child. This is not like, prepubescent, which is not condoned either. This is not like somebody that's 17 going on 18 or something like that. There's somebody at least with their fucking menstrual where you're thinking, oh God, she's going to be so clean and so pure and I want to, this is a fucking 4-year-old. They're like doll size. Like literally like doll size, depending how big these kids are. Right? So it's kind of like, what the fuck about this child is turning you on, you sick fucker. Right? And at the time when this happened, he's 51 years old and went in through her ass. Complete fucking trauma. Complete disgusting fucker. Now, they went to court to save said disgusting fucker. Right? Now, the outcome was that Indians, the other Indians who didn't do anything, got back what was owed to them. But what a fucked up premise in which it had to happen. Right? So now, in this same vein, this is now 2 times the US government has done something that makes a little sense. I know I don't have the information and facts in front of me. You guys feel free to Google the things I'm talking about, and at any point I say something wrong, you guys can send me some shit, I'll correct it. Not a big deal. I like to learn shit too. But I know in 1990 something, there were Jewish people who were able to collect on their insurance policies and things that were taken from them, stolen from them during the Holocaust, even though the Holocaust happened on another fucking continent. Now, in this ruling, Native Americans have gotten back some of their land. So black people, in this Black Lives Matter, let's start some fucking arguments here, innit? So in our 400 years of slavery and the civil rights movement and all these other things and getting massacred by police and law enforcement and stuff, and not all of you, I know I love some of you who tune into the show and whatnot. So we, at the end of slavery, were promised 40 acres and a mule, which again I found disingenuous on its face, because if anybody knows anything about animals, you know good and goddamn well that mules can't breed, right? So if they gave you 1 mule to work on 40 acres, which is huge by the way, and the mule died, you would still end up working this land yourself or having your family do it, instead being enslaved, because you couldn't turn any crops off the land. Therefore, you couldn't pay the taxes for the land and go back into the same circle again of, just being stuck in the cycle of what you were doing. But nonetheless, so the Jews got their money. Native Americans are claiming back their land, right? So now it's just the black people didn't get their 40 acres and their mule. And now can the Spanish people, who got their land taken from them, also parts of Arizona and California, directly where this foolish fucking president decided he wanted to put up a goddamn wall? How are you blocking people out of land that belonged to them rightfully, that you guys savagely took? Uh-oh. Get your asses on the Google. Get your asses in the history books, start looking some shit up. I mean, what the fuck is she talking about? I'm telling you, get your papers and pen, take notes and look some shit up. Just saying. We're going to learn some things tonight here on Talk Radio's Freaky Goddamn Friday. Let's do it. It's 9/11 right now, you guys. 9/11. Let's play some more music. I'll come back on the other side of this conversation to tell you guys what is the nonsensory they're trying to push through in the UK. That'll be coming up next. This one is Capleton Slew Them here on Freaky Fridays on Talk Radio.
Ruben, what we are going to do them? Slew them. Who them? Well done. Yo, so me say again. Slew them up, bare feelings them a carry. Them done but already and them can't say them sorry, yeah. Slew them up, bare feelings them a carry. You know want do them something again? Well, you what you with name? Who them a coulda what that them a try? Them got this king still I see what you all of them die, yeah. Who them a me go see them with them spell? Them this money well and them soul gonna hell, yeah. Who them a coulda who them walk us? Them this Marcus I know them all bite it dust, yeah. Who them a me go tell them fist blur? Tell them can't this mama hurt. You know see a dead man them, dopey man them, and not no with them. The fire fi burn them, them don't condemn. I be a dead man them don't not like me, I'm don't not like them. Tell them. You know see a dead man them, dopey man them, and not no with them. The fire fi burn them don't condemn. I be a dead man them don't not like me, I'm don't not like them. Tell them some men and keep no funny man friend. Tell them some men and keep no fear mother friend. Now go stoop low, me chat the raggy road them. The fire, yeah, you tread upon them make name. Who them a coulda what that them a try? Them this king still I see what you all of them die, yeah. Who them a me go see them with them spell? Them this same and me well and them so gonna hell, yeah. Who them a coulda who them want cuss? Them this Marcus I know them all bite it dust, yeah. Who them a me go tell them this flirt? Tell them can't this mama earth. So me burn out them dirty heart, them evil heart and them corrupt thought. No much snake on the grass, bow to the boss. Move too fast, me tell them about them harm. Who tell them to provoke the youth them to rock. Now the youth them say them not trust no shot after dark. Now take no check now, no full talk. Them know who and come straight from them heart. No one hypocrite from the way how them talk. This the emperor and watch the whole of them last. Can't even find food to put in at them chart. Not even bicycle, much less than the cat. Can't even creep, much less to walk. Them can't even smile or laugh. The one your name, who them a coulda what that them a try. This king say I say what you all of them die out. Who them a make us see them with them spell. This man they well and them soul gonna hell yaw. Who them a coulda who them want us. Them this Marcus I know them all bite big dust yeah. Who them a coulda what that them a treasure. Tell them can't this mama amiga. Yo, since the doggy way like them never get a pence. Seems like them go to school and go on bench. Them not have no faith, no confidence. Now all nights them not black no reverence. Find out enough of them disobedient. So me find out them don't have no conscience. Them not have a clean heart nor a clear conscience. This king Selassie it never makes sense. You know see a dead man them, dopey man them. Not no with them if I have it burn them. Them don't condemn and be a dead man them. Them don't not like me and me don't not like them. Tell them some me not keep no funny man friend. Tell them some me not keep no fear mother friend. Now go stoop low me try the raggy road them. That's why
Talkery.com's Freaky fucking Fridays. Freaky Fridays. You guys are loving what's happening. I love you guys so much. Damn it, I forgot to go check the stats. I'll do it again. I'll do it just now. So there are a lot of people saying tar and feather that fucker. Those kind of behaviors is one of the reasons why they tried to kill them off with the smallpox. I just read it. I don't make it up. Now, I want to say that's one person's opinion, and I don't believe that all Indians are fucked up. Just saying, come on. But listen, I have an absolute disdain for pedophiles. There's a special region in my mind, in my heart, in my mouth of wickedness that I have reserved specifically for pedophiles. Not only because I was the victim of that, but because I think it's just unforgivable, right? Children are innocent for a reason. You don't get to take people's innocence because you're horny or you're curious or you're whatever other demented shit you want to say. And I will not allow people to hide that behind the guise of mental problems. Fuck that. These are usually grown men who have their own proclivities. Like I said, if it's something about, seeing someone that has a bald vagina or a flat breast or something. There are women like that. But for you to decide to go and violate a child for your own sexual gratification, fuck that. And the parents that allow it, I'm going to start some arguments. And the fucking parents that allow it. And I don't want to hear, oh, well, in the third world countries, they've got a lot of kids and he promised this and that. Your job as a parent is to protect your child. Period. Whatever you got to do to feed your child or whatever, then you shave your fucking vagina or you go prostitute or whatever. But your job, especially as a mom, is to protect your child. When it came to that, my mom did not protect me. And my pedophile was so fucking bold. He bragged about what he was going to do to me and followed through with it. And she didn't protect me. And again, I don't keep any secrets here on the platform. We're talking about it. This is something that happens too often, especially in the African American community, and is not discussed. And I'm fine. I want you guys to know that I am fine, right? I'm not angry about this because of what I've been through, because I've gotten through that. God got me through that. I was prayerful. And thankfully, I didn't fall into the trap that most people who were abused and molested fall into of drugs and alcohol and stuff like that. Now, I am very guarded when it comes to my emotions and my feelings. But I am well. Trust me, I'm well. Right? But you're supposed to protect your kids. Again, these sexual proclivities these guys have, you can look at, this platform is all about different things. There are people who listen to this platform who are into threesomes. They're into defecation during sex. They're into golden showers. They're into nipple clamps and BDSM. They're into whatever. The only thing I don't want you to admit to me on my platform is that you're a fucking pedophile. Let you know. If you listen, alright, whatever, I don't know. But don't fucking let me know you're there. Don't let me know you're there. I'm going to tell you right. I'm putting you guys on alert from right now. don't fucking let me know you're there. Whatever number you reach out from, I will say it. Whatever you send to me, I will show it. Whatever you send me, I will screenshot it. Don't fucking let me know you're there. This platform is not for you. Everything else, we welcome. Just not fucking that. Yes, not that. Alright. I just felt I need to get that off my chest. I want to get that off my chest. Okay. So, I'm going to play one more song as we're still in this old school vibe. And I'll come back with the other thing. The other thing that they're trying in the UK. Shout out to Oibra who sent me that information. Alright, so this next one is Spragga Ben. She not ready yet. Speaker box, dirty rub up. Here on Freaky Fridays on Talk Radio.
Hey! Well, number one, you don't have time for waste. You understand? So, you not even business a girl come push up in your face. Hey! 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 From a girl come hype up for you and she not ready yet. Tell a girl up for you because you're delicate. You are not the type, make nobody do a shelly get. Reach for the sky and you single but you celibate. Girl come hype up for you and she not ready yet. Tell a girl up for you because you're delicate. You are not the type, make nobody do a shelly get. Reach for the sky and you single but you celibate.
That mean a man a go take your fin out and all it. And you wanna passenger plane a girl a value jet. When she come a try bout she a go nullify your wreck.
Popular than ever carry off when nobody not get. Boy in your face she go out a cigarette. Yeah, whatever, you're not frightened of illiterate. Are you in a life, you a profile, I do your best. How them people pull you down when you a judge a bless. I come and hype up for you and then not ready yet. Tell a girl I hop up for you because you're delicate. You are not the type, make nobody do a shelly get. Reach for the sky and you sing about your celibate. I come and hype up for you and then not ready yet. Tell a girl I hop up for you because you're delicate. You are not the type, make nobody do a shelly get. Reach for the sky, I. Well, good looks that are the less because your body and your breath. None of that you are gonna use to make you rich. No, you're not gonna profit off of sex. No, that and how you flex. Nobody not gonna take you fin a bitch.
It's like Chrissy D way in a main street. I'm out you a sip. And you know a girl if she saw you have a ticket. Hunger time you remember them when you're in a toilet. All you do is press your button and she sink like this. Girl hype up for you and she not ready yet. Tell a girl hop up for you because you're delicate. You are not the type, make nobody do a shy again. Reach for the sky and you sing about your celibate. Wanna come hype up for you and them not ready yet. Tell a girl hop up for you because you're delicate. You are not the type, make nobody do a shy again. Reach for the sky and you sing up. Well, it's a comedy to you feel it. So when a girl attack, everybody see the lights. So I guess this or that. It's obvious to you say them a living at the passport. If a man a beat her, that mean him love her half. When you see one of them bust up her head, I love her up with piece of iron pipe. She nearly dead. You don't have time for that, cause you're fragile like egg. Next month you have up on your scholarship at Winnipeg. So when a girl a hype up on you and she not ready yet, tell a girl a hop up for you because you delicate. You are not the type, make nobody do a shelly get. Reach to the sky and you sing about your celibate. I come and hype up on you and she not ready yet. Tell a girl a hop up for you because you delicate. You are not the type, make nobody do a shelly get. Reach to the sky and you sing about your celibate. That mean a man a go take your fin out and all it. And you want a passenger plane a girl a value jet. When she come a try but she a go nullify your rep. Popular than ever carry off and nobody no get. Boy in your face she go out a cigarette. Yeah, whatever, you not frightened of illiterate. Are you in a life, you a profile, I do your best. How them fi pull you down when you a judge a bless. I come a hype up on you when them not ready yet. Tell a girl a hop up for you because you delicate. You are not the type, make nobody do a shelly get. Reach for the sky and you sing about your celibate. When a girl a hype up for you and she not ready yet. Tell a girl a hop up for you because you delicate. You are not the
Freaky fucking Fridays here on talkradio.com with your host is Cypher Kai, www.tawkradio.com/shows. You guys are so amazing. Thank you for all of the well wishes. I promise you though, I really am fine. We're going to have an entire conversation about that, and it'll be something that'll come up more often in the show because there's also a lot of guys who are violated as well. As a matter of fact, I don't know if I'll be able to find it this evening. I'll talk about it next week. That bitch, there was this fucking teacher back in the days that had molested a 12-year-old boy. She raped him, well, let's say molestation because he thinks he was in love or something. Anyway, that teacher she got locked up. I think she died the other day. So I'll bring that up on the show sometime next week. I'll talk about that. Mary Kayla Turner or some shit was her name. You guys can look her up. Nasty bitch, nasty whore. Anyway, so let me give a shout out to the countries now. I was going to only shout out the one that made the biggest movement, but I decided I'm going to list out, like the next 10 that did the most interactions during the course of the week. So Germany is still holding strong. United States is first. Germany, Netherlands, Canada, Spain, United Kingdom, Brazil, Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, and France. Look it. You guys, it's an international movement. I love what you guys are doing and spreading this shit around like an STD. Let's talk about it, you guys. Let's talk about it. So let me find this next fucking article, because I swear to God, I can only imagine, I miss the interns, what kind of sneaky shit that not only the US was trying to sneak through while we weren't looking, but in other countries as well. Because remember, this shit is strategic. It's literally across the entire globe. And I can't wait until it comes out, because I'm telling you, this is not conspiracy theory. And a lot of this is a repositioning. There's a lot of spiritual movements happening right now. I don't think it's for no reason that this shit happened in the year 2020, which is considered like perfect vision. 2020 is perfect vision. We'll have a conversation about that coming up in the coming weeks as well. But there's got to be all kinds of sneaky shit that people are trying to pass, have gotten passed. Can you imagine how much shit they've packed into that stimulus package in the US for the coronavirus? Can you imagine what they stuck the fuck in there? All right, wrong article. Fuck. Wrong one. Sorry. No, not you. All right. Oh, here we go. Oh, boy. Now, parents, I want to give you a heads up right now. I only got to skim the article because I decided I wanted this to be a new. I wanted to read this live for the first time, fresh eyes on the air. Yes? But I can tell you right now, any parents that are tuned in, this is for my guys who are real daddies, right? The ones that know your children. You don't have children spread out all over the place. And if you do, they know you. You know their birthdays. You know what they like. You know what they don't like. These are not just people who have children. All the women as well. After the show tonight, I want you to sanitize yourself for all the sexy, nasty, dirty I've said. But then go and hug your children a little closer this evening. Go and hug your children a little closer this evening. Let me just read the headline for this fucking article, and then we'll go through it. So this one says, did it pop something in front of my face? Got it. All right, I got it. Bye. All right. Oh, shout out to my European Basketball League who's tuned in. Oh, you guys. He says, I'm tuned in. We're tuned in. Love it. What are you drinking tonight, guys? All right. So the headline says, pedophiles rebranding themselves as minor attracted persons. This is what I want you guys to write the fuck down. Write this shit down. Right? Pedophiles are changing their name. They want a new moniker. Right? A new moniker. So they decided they're not going to be considered pedophiles anymore. They're going to be minor attracted persons. They seek the same protections as the LGBT community. So let's read this shit. All right. An investigation for the Mail on Sunday in the UK has found that several notorious child sex offenders of Britain are using online platforms like YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter to rebrand themselves as minor attracted persons. Through these social media sites, they are also trying to recategorize pedophilia as a harmless sexual preference. As per findings of the investigation, every day hundreds of social accounts are being set referring to both potential and prolific abusers as MAPs, minor attracted persons. The rebranding is reportedly an attempt by them to detach themselves from the stigma attached to the word pedophile. The report has claimed that anonymous users have also come up with their own rainbow map pride flag, with some even arguing that they should be celebrated as a niche group alongside the LGBT community. Not just that, the anonymous users have also created their slogan just like the LGBT community. Some of these slogans are Map Pride and Map Positivity. reportedly seen as an aim to present pedophilia as part of society's wider move towards sexual freedom. The unidentified users have posted memes online proclaiming gay maps are amazing, and cartoon characters saying, repost if you think maps should be able to date minors. One such account was at Sandmap Minerva, which has now been suspended. The message posted on that account read, minor attraction is natural. Besides, the investigation by the Mail on Sunday has discovered that for the profile image of these anonymous accounts, the users are using cartoon avatars rather than photographs. Most of them have mentioned the ages of children that they are attracted to, and it goes to as low as 2 to 7. They are a fiendish group of subhumans, and they will find no haven in the LGBTQ community. We utterly rebuke their delusional and evil claims. However, this is not the first time such type of campaign has started online. According to reports in the 1970s and 1980s, the Pedophile Information Exchange campaign was there that took advantage of the gay liberation movement at the time to push for pro-child abuse policies such as lowering the age of consent to just 4. It has also been said that the current propaganda has chilling echoes of the PI, which stands again for Pedophile Information Exchange, that happened decades ago. So I'm going to stop right there because it's a pretty long article. I'm going to stop right there. Now, let me say this. To any and all monsters who believe that it is okay to violate the innocence, the body, the mind of children, I say a gigantic, slow, emphatic fuck you. Now, I also want to acknowledge that I believe, no proof, but I believe that most of the people that do this, as we know, are usually older people. And so I want to say that I believe at least some of them were abused themselves as children. And because it was something that was so widely accepted, unfortunately, that they might think it's okay. It doesn't make it a mental problem, because I know that they know right from wrong. They got to live all this time. A lot of these people are captains of industry. They are, very rich, very powerful, and those are the ones that are most dangerous with any of their proclivities. These are the people that would want you to strap them down and fuck them with things, and then want to kill you and set you up for fear that you might tell people what they're into. People, look. If you're connected to this platform, like I said, except for the fucking pedophiles, this is a free haven. Whatever you're into, except that. So if you know you're a guy and you like to have your prostate played with, you don't have to make it public knowledge. But don't be afraid to have those conversations. And if your partner is not someone who's open to these conversations, that's what the platform can be used for. If it's something that you want to say, text us. 347-651-2468. Say, hey, Cypher, could you mention this tonight? I'm going to have us sitting here this evening. Let's just bring it up. People use the show for that all the time. They have their friends sitting around. They have their mates sitting around. I say something. They go, oh, babe, what do you think about that? They go, well, that's not that bad. Oh, would you like to try that? It starts conversations. It's why you spread the link around, right? The countries that I listed, you wouldn't normally think, they'd be listening to a black woman on the air talking about whatever. And even though it's something that's audio only, I make no secret about the fact that I'm an African-American woman, because I absolutely fucking love it. My thick lips, my big ass, my big feet, my big nose, I fucking love it. I say it, right? This is an open community here. But this shit that they're here trying to push now, and then wanting to align themselves with LGBT. Now, I also venture to say, in my grownness, I believe a lot of men that engage in this, it's not just men either, it's women too. I believe that they are closeted. I do. I believe they're closeted. And I think that they deal with the children or go after the children because they don't know how to approach another grown man about it. Also, I believe as much as they think it's sexy, they can't handle the pressure of someone with a big dick ramming them in the ass. But then they want to do it to a child. And that's why a lot of times when they align themselves with the LGBT community back then and now, it is the same thing. It's usually because they're closeted, right? Or socially inept. So these grown men will go after little girls because they know they can get over on the family. They can offer them some money. The little girls can't turn them away like a grown woman can. They don't know how to interact. You got a lot of money, but what do you say to catch my attention? What stops me from pointing my finger and saying, look at your little dick, or whatever the case is, something that they're afraid a grown woman would do, right? But if you have a child, it doesn't take much. Right? You don't have to have conversations. You don't have to make mortgage payments. You don't have to do any of those things. You can give them a lolly. You can give them a toy. You can distract them with anything. And you can have your way. Because they don't know any better. They don't know any better. Right? For the most part, they don't know. They figure that you're being nice to them and they're just following what the adult tells them to do, which is really fucked up. And again, it goes back to where are the fucking parents? And I need you guys to really understand this. Besides the pedophilia, besides the sex trafficking, there's an entire movement of people, which we have to talk about more in depth on another show, of people that kidnap people, especially African Americans, with our superior fucking genes. I don't give a shit what they try to tell you. We've got superior genes. There's a multi-billion-dollar industry of people that want to look like us, from tanning to lip injections to ass jobs and all kinds of other shit. Another conversation for another day. But be very mindful when your children are playing in the front yard, when your wives are leaving. Guys, look it. I don't give a fuck what argument you have with your lady. When she goes to leave the house, if she's coming home late from work or whatever, grown sons, this applies to you too. If there's a woman in your house, she's coming home from work, even if she's driving, meet her in the fucking driveway. Meet her at the train station. Start to do these things. Get united in your communities. There's some fucking savages out here that are preying on us. Right? Oh, I'm doing my thing, sis. Somebody said they're tuned in, doing my thing. Thank you so much. I don't know who that is. But give me your name. Who is that? So you guys, I also want you to know, because it's so, I'm not very tech savvy, but I want to read your stuff. When you guys send me text messages, you got to send more information. Because I can't text back on that line. You guys can text in, but I can't answer you back. I can just read what you're sending me. Just want you to know that. Right? When you text on that line, it's a shout out line. So that I'm not so distracted when I'm doing things. Shout out to Rex. Love you. So I can only read what you send me. So thank you so much for shouting me out and hanging out. I'm doing my damn thing. I love that. Thank you so much. Whoever sent that. Give me your name. So we'll continue here on Freaky Fridays on talkradio.com. I'm going to read some of you guys' commentary when I come back. You guys are blowing this shit up. You are all kinds of angry emoji things happening. Well, we'll continue to play some music this evening and enjoy the rest of the show, you guys. It is Freaky Fridays here on talkradio.com with your host, Cypher Kai. The next song that we're going to play tonight is called Fresh Pear by Lickle Vibes here on Freaky Fridays on Talk Radio.
Face smooth and bumpy girl. The voice in the man call me lovesy girl. Get a girl from Narbrook, luxury girl. A UTG place and you done see girl. Them a ride on the wave and a jump the girl. Rasta girl but on a country girl. Few things for sure make me love the world. If I no money at the topic then it must be girls. Jeans cutting on my Air Force, fresh pair me I beat it. I want the shirt combined with the color and girl I treat me like sweetie. They even talk about my chain and my ring and my watch, best dreamy. I mean I like straight, so you know how me and she a meet me. Me and gal get sick of me. Say me I go get charged with big on me. Me see Tash in me pass with Tiffany. Just have an epiphany. Said it to all them a fear day. Skillful with the flex, not the leally. So she forward like the text when I resend it. Left for me for tell her say me love it, they pretend it. Jeans cutting on my Air Force, fresh pair me I beat it. I want the shirt combined with the color and girl I treat me like sweetie. They even talk about my chain and my ring and my watch, best dreamy. I mean, I like she, so you know what me and she a meet me. Face smooth and bumpy girl. The voice in the man call me lovesy girl. Get a girl from Narbrook, luxury girl. A UTG place and you done see girl. Them a ride on the wave and I jump the girl. Rasta girl but I'm a country girl. Few things for sure me love the world. If I'm the money at the topic then it must be girls. Jeans cutting on my Air Force fresh pair me I beat it. I want the shirt combined with the color girl I treat me like sweetie. They even talk about my chain and my ring and my watch special dreamy. I mean I like straight so you know what me and she a meet me. Jeans cutting on my Air Force fresh pair me I beat it. I want the shirt combined with the color girl I treat me like sweetie. They even talk about my chain and my ring and my watch special dreamy. I mean I like straight so you know what me and she a meet me.
Freaky fucking Fridays on talkradio.com with your hostess Cypher Kai. So yeah, you guys, I had to get deep from time to time. Every so often, we got to get a little serious here on the platform. But it's time for the fun and the fuckery. Time for the fun and the fuckery here on this Freaky Fridays on Talk Radio. That song was by Vibes Cartel's son. I think he just had a baby the other day too. He's a kid too. I think he's like 16, 17 years old. So don't condone kids fucking other kids either, right? But it happens. But you old disgusting fuckers, 50-something, 60-something, thinking you're above reproach, and usually you are. There's a whole thing in the news going on right now too, which I'm going to talk about when I investigate some more. There's this bitch, somebody, Ghislaine Maxwell. She was sort of a intermediary for Mr. Epstein's nasty ass. Rich guy, killed himself in jail last year, used to molest a lot of little kids, and all of his rich friends used to do that shit, and she was the one who would go out and I guess find the girls and bring them back. Really? And they're just as, let me say, there's a lot of women that do that shit. You're just as fucking bad. And also you bitches, let me just say this. Oh, Lord. Also you little bitches, the hood boogers, back to the fucking hood boogers. Those of you who are wanting to be down, wanting to prove yourself in your little gang circles or whatever, the ones of you that go to find the girls for the guys to gang bang and toss around as some kind of fucking initiation or some shit, you guys are just as fucking bad, right? Have another conversation about that. Somebody tried to set me up like that before too. She's regretting that right now, I can tell you that, right? But that happens, that actually fucking happens. It's ooh. Like I said, I tell you guys all my business. That's a story for another night though. That's a story for another night. But all of you hood boogers out there not doing the right thing, all of you disgusting pedophilic fuckers doing the wrong thing, you just be known from now, you're on alert. If I find you, if I know about you, I will put you on front page. And whatever you're bringing, I'm ready for it. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Let's get gangster round here. Yeah? So, if you know this doesn't apply to you, don't be offended by it. No big deal. But I do not like women setting up other women, especially to be sexually exploited. No excuse for it. There's just no excuse for it. I don't give a damn what you've been through in your own life. I don't care what they promise to pay you. None of it. Because at the end of the day, when you do that shit, just so you're aware, let me give you a little tidbit. Especially the girls who do it for the gang initiations. When you do that, they give you high fives and all that shit and tell you they love you in the inner circle, but they don't fucking trust you. I can tell you they don't fucking trust you, especially if the chick that you bring is a friend of yours. Because they pay attention to that kind of shit. If you're willing to sell out your friend for name's sake, they know they can't trust you with any heist or anything of significance. And at some point, because of karma and just how things go, the target will be on your back at some point as well. Just saying. And as someone wisely reminded me, let me go ahead and read this thing properly. People do carry generational curses. The things that you do revisit your family, your children, your lineage. we'll have a whole conversation about that in the fall as well, about generational curses. There are people who are carrying, and this is not about witchcraft and all that other shit. There's just certain things that you carry through your lineage, and if you don't get your karma right, get your mind right, and start doing the right thing, you carry those things and they bounce on your child. So something you think is so harmless right now, like all of you scammers out here swiping people's credit cards and all that shit. Yeah, you might have gotten away with it. You bought a nice car, you got sneakers and all those things. But at some point, you'll have a child or you'll have a business if you're lucky. Oh, you want to start doing that shit, son? I'm going to get my shit together, da da da. Somebody's going to hit your shit. Someone's going to hit your shit too. That's kind of how it goes. There has to be checks and balances. It's how the world works. Checks and balances. Gonna let you know. So the next one we're gonna play here tonight is Big Big by Christopher Martin here on Freaky Fridays on Talk Radio.
Be a bush if you can't be a tree. If you can't be a highway, just be a trail. If you can't be the sun, be a star. It isn't by size that you win or you fail. Be the best of whatever you are.
Shimmy from a little under country, me know me did I go far. Enough people look and never see nothing but me see a star. See me name in bright lights and face in cinemas. Them used to say my chest high, but look at me now, in full control. Me foreign a push start, press gas go. Designer clothes and shoes like wow. And I hype me just to show you how me grow. Remember up a country when I did a climb tree. I forgot river come I couldn't garbage. Only time I come a town I must sit on a church tree. Part them carry me go airport figure pick up family. Know that family's me. Ooh wee. If you know what for me then I'm sorry. Cause job bless me. Ooh wee. I'm a block and delete the wicked girl poverty right now man. Big, big, big. Car big, big, big. House big, big, big. I'm a girl them at your frig. I'm a bank book big, big, big. Lifestyle big, big, big. Wanna do it big, big, big. From a little bit of someone want live Jordan. Imagine if a youth like me did born in a money. Get a jump start from a rich daddy or mommy. With the drive for me have and the ambition within. Make me tell you straight, nobody couldn't tell me nothing. All of my friends them would have rich long time. Got from me rich, them rich too. Me know myself and share my wealth, that wouldn't be no issue. Give me knowledge to the one them are willing to listen. Real done in the land, man a lion. Some boy a kitten man. Big, big, big. Car big, big, big. House big, big, big. I'm a girl, them at your frig. I'm a bank book big, big, big. Lifestyle big, big, big. Man, I do it big, big, big. From a little bit of someone want live chimney. Money put my mind consistently. Me nah no time for none of me enemy. Big moves, man, I make nothing only lay. Give thanks to I'm a dad. Me, I'm big in every country. The love is real, oh yeah. Anyway, you see me as I see me, this enough to say, man. Big, big, big. Car big, big, big. House big, big, big. Girl, them at ya. Big, big, big. Lifestyle big, big, big. Wanna do it big, so big, big, big. From a little bit of someone want live, me say someone want live. Someone want live. Yeah, yeah. Someone want live. Man, I feel live. Big, big, big. Already so big, big, so big, 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 big. Real big. Tell us someone big, but tell them man big.
Talkradio.com's Freaky fucking Fridays. Shout out to Mr. Shower. Somebody said they were tuned in and they just got at the shower and they'll tune back on. But I'm telling them they might have to go back in the archives because it's at that time of the evening. We're down to the last 3 songs. And let me say this, you guys are not catching me like you did last week. There's no begging me to stay on longer. None of that shit. We're not doing that tonight. Greedies. My greedies. People said this shit is heavy. It's so heavy. They're drinking tonight. Let me know what you're drinking. Look, like I said, this was meant to just be informational, and it's something that moved me, and it's conversations that we're not having. People are really trying to normalize a lot of things. Like I find in the middle of this pandemic, they made alcohol in New York legal, right? So you could go order from a restaurant, and when they brought your food, they could bring you liquor to your home, right? And so yeah, so somebody was saying to me, well, it was a wise move because people would have violated their the curfews and the lockdowns and all that. to. I'm sorry. A text came in that I cannot read on the air, but it distracted me for a second. I'm so sorry, you guys. Live fucking radio. Anyway, that they would have violated the lockdowns and all that to go outside and get liquor. But it also made it harder for people in the house. So if you're already in a situation where you don't like the people you're living with, the kids are stressed out, you don't really like your mate, you're just in there and you're angry, and now you're broke and you're stuck. And now you've got liquid courage. Just a really bad situation. It became a really bad situation. It's almost as though they were trying to recreate Babylon or Sodom and Gomorrah or something. Guys, pay attention to these things. There's a lot of things coming. We're going to get into. I'm going to have some spiritual leaders come and sit with me in the coming months. We'll be doing something on the weekend. I'll let you guys know when it's getting closer, called Radically Christian with Cypher Kai. And I've mentioned this on the show before, that there will be different religious leaders from different faiths that will come and sit with me, and we'll have conversations about what they see, what they teach to their, I don't want to call them their flock, what they teach to their church and church members as it pertains to the Bible and current events and things like that. Because a lot of it's historical. You don't necessarily have to be of any particular faith to listen to these shows. A lot of it's historical, a lot of it's conversations, and it's going to be very provocative. They say don't talk about politics and religion. Who the fuck says that? We talk about everything here. Everything. We discuss everything here. So, as we continue here with some more music, this is my one, I had to pull one compa song. My French community from Paris, as you guys heard me mention, and my Haitian community have been turning up quite lovely. So this one is going to be Wyclef Jean's Bagay Neuf. Bagay Neuf. Here. Now, let me warn you guys though, this is from the original official music video. So there's a little bit of a long commentary in the beginning. And because, like I said, it's live fucking radio and I didn't know how to catch it where it's shorter, right? You're going to get the version from the beginning of it, goddammit. I'll try my best to continue to talk through it until the song actually starts. But that's what it is, damn it. So we have to go through this whole thing that he has to do. I think he's in a Lamborghini in the video driving up at this point. Let's kind of visualize it, you guys. You can go on YouTube and look it up. He's very dramatic as he's rolling up. And if I'm not mistaken, I think his actual wife is in the video with him too. I think she's a clothing designer of some sort. So he's pulling up, I think, at the Lamborghini in front of the house at this point, with the music's playing. And then at some point in another few seconds, coming up, will be the auditory, the vocal introduction to the song. And there it is.
Put the copa in the trap. sélection nationale là, 9, numéro 1, mais faut que tout bagaille 9. Tête fouette, chérie. Montez guitare, non. Yellow man, I get keyboard là sous lui. Les anti-neuf, Martinina 9, Guada 9, mais on mis la Guyane 9, toute Afrique 9, la France, Canada 9, Venezuela, moi sorti la maison, mi bagaille 9, Bahamas 9, Suriname 9, j'avais dit fille 9, j'en ai Brasilie 9, Madrid passé dans l'amour, Guada nous qui nous cherche jusqu'à plat de bouche, non 9. Même mutilation, faut qu'il différent. Kenny's left, talent neuf, fini neuf. She's the best, she won the neuf contest. Look at her dress, tout bagaille neuf, depuis nos parents, tout bagaille neuf. Des gens y'a pire qui nous va, c'est tout bagaille neuf. C'est pas faute dans mes amis, tout bagaille neuf. Nek la Rio neuf, Machan yo neuf, Nek Fresco yo neuf, Camionnette yo neuf, équipe nationale yo neuf. Goal, Brazil is next. Tudo bem, next stop Brazil, baby. C'est oui que j'ai avec Fire Joint. Si mec qui n'a gang n'a tout, volume. Y'aurait les noms frais déjà neuf. Mais respect avec original frais déjà.
Talkradio.com's Freaky Fucking Fridays. Okay, so you got see. That song gets me so hyper. I'll be honest. You guys should really look up the music video on YouTube. It's really fucking cute. It really is. It gets you so fucking hype. Even if you don't know what the hell they're saying. So Bagay Neuf means brand new. You guys are like, what the fuck does that mean? Look, it means brand new. You can always Google something and look it up anyway. My God. But shout out to Montserrat. Shout out to Mystique, shout out to Haiti, shout out to France, shout out to all of my French-speaking countries who are letting me know that you're there and enjoying it. You said you never heard that song before, some of you, and you like it anyway. And to those who didn't understand what they were saying, it's okay. You learn things here on Talk Radio, immersing each other in our culture and all of that stuff. It's really nice. It's really nice. So shout out to Mr. Man who jumped out the shower and jumped back onto the show. Shout out to Davey Dingo who's tuned in late this evening. 3 more songs before we go. I did add one more. I didn't realize it was in the queue already. So 3 more songs before we go this evening, you guys. Thank you for hanging out. Shout out to all of the people behind the scenes as well. There's got to be a good few of you who are looking quite forward to the Radically Christian section. And the funny thing is, there's so many people that were saying to me, oh, well, you know, you started out talking about sex and things like that, and you're going to lose your audience. Listen to me. I need the sponsors. I need new listeners. I need other podcasters and YouTubers and other people who listen to the show, take ideas from the show, whatever. It's fine. It's an open forum. But I need you to know that my fucking talkers are grown and sexy, very intellectual, right? And they can roll with the punches. This is a group of people who loves debauchery as much as they love information, as much as they love to be informed and shop and spend money and support you guys. They are ready for this. And those who are not, you don't have to listen every day, right? In the fall coming up, there'll be different things happening on different days of the week. As it comes closer, we'll let you know. Yes, but this is something that God has spoken to my spirit to do. And even though I curse and carry on and talk about sucking things and licking things and fucking things repeatedly, shout out to the target. I want to let you guys know, though, that I am a child of God. Period. He understands me. You know, whoever wants to judge me, that's fine. That's okay. You can do that via text or privately, or pray for me if you feel like I need some help. But he understands who I am. I make no secrets about that. I'm not ashamed to say that whatsoever. And if I lose a few fans because you don't like the fact that I love God, bye-bye. That's okay. Anyway, he's working on me. He is working on me. This next one is called Bingo by Jugadon here on Freaky Fridays on Talk Radio.
DJ by Music.
You see the chopper life, you have to look out for copper right. When you a chop, you have to have sitting hotter drive. Chop again and get a hotter drive. Sitting fatter drive, private jet land a ground for me that alive. Send the money come a yard from the other side. Fully bring me bad company. I hold this now bad cause every time my phone ring, yeah we bingo. Chapel and gang and know the thing go. Western Union, we a swingo. Them a wonder how we a win so. Every time my phone ring, yeah we bingo. Chapel and gang and know the thing go. Western Union, we a swingo. 2 iPhone Pro money does fling down. See the smartphone, I fi chill when the banger ring a boss phone. Chopper milk kick it out now the fast zone. Me say Aldo, me know bank close. Still I make deposit when the bank close. No lazy bitch can't look for me long hose. No gold digger bitch, wrong pose. Come and smell out my money with your long nose, like a pantos. Every time my phone ring, yeah we bingo. Chapel and gang and know the thing go. Western Union, we a swingo. Them a wonder how we a win so. Every time my phone ring, yeah we bingo. Chapel and gang and know the thing go. Western Union, we a swingo. 2 iPhone Pro money does fling down. Rims up, the whip tilt up. Me girl full of tattoo, what's a she print up. Bumper big like Rihanna, big pink chuck. Skin flat, belly skin never been tucked. This a Sin City, pay a pretty freak link up. NCD drive through. Me get the US curry, me get the pound brown through. Online banking, that's how we browse through. Stacky money, watch it grow revenue. Every time my phone ring, yeah we bingo. Chapel and gang and know the thing go. Western Union, we a swingo. Them a wonder how we a win so. Every time my phone ring, yeah we bingo. Chapel and gang and know the thing go. Western Union, we a swingo. 2 iPhone Pro money does fling down. See the smartphone, I fi chill when the banger ring a boss phone. Chopper milk kick it out now the fast zone. Me say Aldo, me know bank close. Still I make deposit when the bank close. No lazy bitch can't look for me long hose. No gold digger bitch, wrong pose. Come and smell out my money with your long nose, like a pantos. Every time my phone ring, yeah we bingo. Chapel and gang and know the thing go. Western Union, we a swingo. Them a wonder how we a win so. Every time my phone ring, yeah we bingo. Chapel and gang and know the thing go. Western Union, we a swingo. 2 iPhone Pro money does fling down.
Freaky fucking Fridays with on Talk Radio, sorry. TAWK Radio with your hostess Cypher Kai. You guys are amazing. Just fucking hanging out and enjoying yourselves and shit. I fucking love that. Absolutely amazing. So a lot of you are saying that you're so fucking ready for the shits. You're so ready for the shits. What? Oh, what? They're not getting my address. Who's asking for my address? I'm not giving you guys my address. Did I not say I'm broadcasting naked? God damn it. Nobody's getting the address for where I am. What? Sneaky though. Nice way to try to slip that in there. Not happening. Not happening. So there's so many of you who are saying you're so ready for these conversations with these church leaders. I can tell you guys though, I have had so far, I have a 7-day Adventist pastor who's willing to sit with me. I have a male and female Christian pastors who are willing to sit with me. I do have an Israelite who's also willing to sit with me. And these are going to be on different days. Right, so this is going to be good. This is going to be a continuing series. When it starts, it'll be a series that'll be on once a week. So we're going to have these interesting conversations. Like they said, they have no idea what they're in for. It's going to be one of the most unique situations. Nothing disrespectful, but I'm always very curious to hear different people's takes on relationships and sex and headline news and politics. Right, I'm very interested to know, like specifically, what do they think from a religious standpoint about the things that are happening now? Can they give me correlations to things that have happened like this before in the past, biblically, historically? We're going to have some very interesting conversations. That's when you really want to have your papers and pens out when we have those conversations. It's going to be unique. There won't be very much preaching. Not too many preaching, stuff like that. And if at any point you tune in, it's not for you, that's okay. That's always okay. There's always some archive available that you can enjoy. There's about 50 something episodes available on the website right now. So you guys are all right. There's things that you can tune into and enjoy, but there should be some very interesting conversations. We do things in a different, unique way here on Talk Radio. I just wanted to put that out there for you. So as we continue to wind down the show, last two songs for the evening. This one I'm going to play now is called Safety 2020. This is Gashi featuring DJ Snake, Afrobeat, and Chris Brown here on Freaky Fridays on Talk Radio.
Sometimes they wanna fall in love 'cause I'm sick of lies. When you're not around, all I got is tears in my eyes. Mama praying, saying, boy, that you'll be fine. You're the first and the last thing that's always on my mind. I need you come over and set me down. Tell them all that you love me now. Please don't you ever put me down. Make me put this gun down now. I need you come over and save me. I need to put this gun on safety. I hate that you just said you hate me. I need you come over and save me right now. Oh, I need.
Start taking shots with me. You so out of range with me. We should've stayed tight. Hold me down with my gravity. You got me sleeping with the lights on. Got me stressing what's the outcome. Ride with me like my shotgun. In and breathe like the ocean. Need your love and devotion. True love just makes it hard. Yes, it does. Sometimes you go too far.
I need you come over and save me. I need to put this gun on safety. I hate that you just said you hate me. I need you come over and save me right now. I need you come over and save me. I need to put this gun on safety. I hate that you just said you hate me. I need you come over and save me right now.
I treat you nice. Don't let me go. I take you home. Make sure you're right. I'm into you. We in the mood, baby. Let's vibe. When you're moving your waistline, it take time. Oh, go low. Yeah, yeah. When they ensemble, anything you need, don't go give double. I there for you when you're in trouble. Tell me what you want, I'ma go hustle. Go hustle. Come and save me. Take your heart of safety. The other girl don't faze me. I want you to be my baby.
I need you come over and save me. I need to put this gun on safety. I hate that you just said you hate me. I need you come over and save me right now. I need you come over and save me. I need to put this gun on safety. I hate that you just said you hate me. I need you come over and save me right now.
TalkRadio.com's Freaky Fucking Fridays. Freaky Fucking Fridays. There are people tripping out at the fact that I tell you guys I'm broadcasting naked. Look at I know those of you who are talkers and been talkers for a long time know that I keep it all the way 100 with you. When I'm sitting in the studio and my wig elastic is hurting my head, I tell you guys that because I don't keep any secrets from you. So the audience knows that I'm broadcasting naked because I said so. That's it. That's all that's required. They know. I tell them all my business. I do. All of the botchery, I tell them all of my business. Let me see if there's any commentary to read before I come off. You guys have been so fucking amazing. You guys said, look, y'all are ready for the religious conversations next week. So there are lots of people that want to know what the discussion is going to be next week, what the topic is next week. Normally, I don't know ahead of time. My conversations go based on conversations I've had during the week with my topical consultants. But I think next week is kind of overdue. I want to make sure I try to do it at least once a month. I think we are due for another email extravaganza where I will go through the emails and read what you guys sent me randomly, right? If the subject matter catches my attention, I'll read it, unless it's a story. Please, if you're going to send emails in, questions@talkradio.com, send them 4 to 6 sentences max, please. I don't want to read stories. A lot of them are very interesting, and at some point, I promise you guys, I will start to answer back some of them myself. If you guys send me a text, though, to 347-651-2468, I am the only one who sees those. If there's anything you want to privately tell me, anything you've ever wanted to bring up or whatever, you can text me at that number. Please don't send me dick pics and pussy pics and things. I will put you on front page. I really would. Any number that you call me from, I will say it publicly on my platform. Let you know that from right now. Don't do it. But if you want to text me something, you've been a fan for a while, or you have a question or something, you can text it. Remember, I cannot answer you back though. But is there something you're going to get off your chest, or something for me to read potentially in a future episode? 347-651-2468. Again, as we finish the show with my exterlude for the evening, yes, I'm making up words. I'm going to replay my pussy anthem for 2020. This one is Miss Tifa, the best, here on Freaky Fridays on Talk Radio.
My body fuck, my body fuck, my body fuck. Him get the fuck, him get the fuck, him get the fuck. It body fuck, it body fuck, it body fuck. And I'm cross his pussy, this a pussy good luck. When my boom pan it, all the room panic. Bad bitch pan the broom, shift womb pan it. Him sinking and my clutch, my room pan it. Make a nigga come quick like a tip tronic. To all the pussy fit it all and the gymnastics. Get the pussy flick. Gold medalist in the fuck Olympics. Them have to give me cash prize, cause the pussy worth it. It a mad man with the tight sweetness. It a mad girl, she not stop read this. Cause me have the best banana in the world, you da love feel this. It a mad man with the tight sweetness. It a mad girl, she not stop read this. Cause me have the best banana in the world, you da love feel this. So all my thing good, it make him have a scream out. And that's thing I have to do it, I'm a good mouth. Too good wine, I'm a not even queen. The boy come already and him not even sink. The matty keen full, but yet him a bust off. Come with him tough chat, but I laugh, me I laugh. Car bank account deposits, everything I have it. Pum turn up, so I braff, me a braff. It a mad man with the tight sweetness. It a mad girl, she not stop read this. Cause me have the best banana in the world, you da love feel this. It a mad man with the tight sweetness. It a mad girl, she not stop read this. Cause me have the best banana in the world, you da love feel this. My body fuck, my body fuck, my body fuck. Him get the fuck, him get the fuck, him get the fuck. It body fuck, it body fuck, it body fuck. And I'm cross his pussy, this a pussy good luck. When my boom pan it, all the room panic. Bad bitch pan the broom, she won't pan it. Him sinking and my clutch, my room pan it. Make a nigga come quick like a tip tronic. To all the pussy fit it all and the gymnastics. Get the pussy flick. Gold medalist in the fuck Olympics. Them have to give me cash prize, cause the pussy worth it. It a mad man with the tight sweetness. It a mad girl, she not stop read this. Cause me have the best banana in the world, you da love feel this. It a mad man with the tight sweetness. It a mad girl, she not stop read this. Cause me have the best banana in the world, you da love feel this. So all my thing good, it make him have a scream out. And that's thing I have to do it, I'm a good mouth. Too good wine, I'm a not even queen. The boy come already and him not even sink. The matty keen full, but yet him a bust off. Come with him tough chat, but I laugh, me I laugh. Car bank account deposits, everything I have it. Pum turn up, so I braff, me I braff. It a mad man with the tight sweetness. It a mad girl, she not stop read this. Cause me have the best banana in the world, you da love feel this. It a mad man with the tight sweetness. It a mad girl, she not stop read this. Cause me have the best banana in the world, you da love feel this.
TalkRadio.com's Freaky Fucking Fridays, you guys. So, thank you so much for hanging out this evening. The show was 2 hours and change. What? So, there's some people that are asking about me having co-hosts or things like that. Yes, there is. There's some co-host situations coming up in the fall. As I mentioned to you guys before, stay tuned. We're growing, we're expanding. We've got a lot of secret things we're working on behind the scenes. Everything is for your benefit. I promise you. I've been working feverishly behind the scenes for months to be able to come back in the fall when we do our official relaunching. No matter what's going on with COVID, we're going to make it pop. Talkers will not be affected. We're going to get our prayer game up, unity game up, sponsor game up, giveaways up. Listen, this is you guys are here divinely connected. You have fun, you learn things, we curse, we laugh, we listen to music, but I promise you, there's not a mistake. No one is connected to this platform by mistake. I'm telling you, divinely connected. Wait until you see what's coming. God's got some things in the works for you guys. Wait till you see what's coming. Wait till you see what's coming. So anywho, I am also going to be having some guest hosts in the fall until I can find a permanent someone to fill the space. There are a couple of people that had auditioned that were pretty good. I'd round it down to about 3 people. Some of them got shy. They didn't understand what it really takes to do this. So even though I'm behind the scenes and you guys can't see me, it's a lot that goes into doing this stuff. It's not just something you sit down and put a microphone in your face and you start talking. But I think that's what they thought it was. But I'll keep you guys posted on that. Next week, like as I mentioned, it's going to be the email extravaganza. I think we're up to part 5 or part 6. Something like that. We'll go into the emails. I'll read what you guys sent me. I'll give you guys my feedback and my advice and my opinion on what you've sent me. And you guys can also give me commentary behind the scenes as well. If you came in late for the show, I suggest, I request, I implore, and I would appreciate if you go back into the archives and listen to the show from the beginning, or any part that you missed. You can always go cue it up from where you think you left off. Do so on the website at www.tawkradio.com/shows, or you can wait for the archives to become available in about a few minutes on Spotify, iHeart, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podcast Chaser, and Google Podcast. Right? So until next week, you guys, stay safe. Have a fucking wonderful weekend. Yes, I said it. A fucking wonderful weekend. And I'm signing off here, Cypher Kai from Freaky Fridays on Talk Radio.